simple reactivity. Results is 0. Now result is 2. Immediately after I input number 2, result 2. Here again 2, immediately 4. It is reactive. Reaction on my action. Reaction on action of user. Here is a script. Here is a HTML. It is HTML document, and in that document we have a script limited by tags. Open script and close the script here. It is interesting that JavaScript and HTML is in the same environment in memory, and they can communicate, and JavaScript can have has access to ID of this input. ID of this input. ID is a unique identifier. num1 is only one in all HTML documents. And JavaScript use that identifier for manipulation with input. And okay, let's go to interesting. Here is a element paragraph and ID result, and really here is a 0 inner text. It is properties of this paragraph. And script. Script at first declare state, this variable or state, we can call state. We are in JavaScript vanilla, but I entering in that matter because of later React, Svelte and other. And I spoke about vanilla as I spoke about React, because vanilla is fundament. It is JavaScript. React is JavaScript library, and vanilla there is all what there is React. Because of that, here we see JavaScript vanilla. There is reactivity. What it is also called declarative. We'll see now why. Script at first declare variable state. We call state. Here we name state, and it is object with two properties. num1 value 0, num2 value 0 also. It is declaration and instantiation. Instantiation is assign a value. Declaration is left side of equation, and assigning value is right side of equation. Curly braces means it is object. Inside curly braces we have properties. This object state, there is two properties, num1 and num2, and the value is 0. And here is a definition. We can say also declaration for function, but that we see some differences, we can call that definition. Here is a definition of function render. Document, it is document object model topic object. There is a method get element by ID, get element HTML element by ID, and ID is here it is, ID. Now get ID results, and that after that method, it is function or method of document, we have properties again. inner text equal state num1 plus state num2. State is object dot num1 is properties of that object plus state object dot num2 is properties of that object. It means if I type 2 plus 2, it will be 4, etc. It is function render. Now, here is also some definition. Document, it is statement. Document again, get element by ID, num1. Here is a get element by ID, num2. And document, there is a add event listener. It is function, it is a method of document, and inside of that method we have two parameters. Input is event. Input is event when we input some in input element. And the second parameter is arrow function, where event equal event and arrow, because of this, in curly brackets. About arrow function we doctorate in React, and I don't spoke about that here, not almost nothing, but I can say that it is same as function, keyword function. Instead of this arrow, we have a function. But it is interesting here, arrow, there is a no, all is okay. Arrow function as keyword function, same functionality, but different syntax. In curly braces, in body of that state, num1 equal number function makes sure that value what we input is number. By default, that number is string. And here is we call render, manual trigger. Here again, num2 add listener, input, event input, and when that input happened, will be execute this arrow function, and the result of the execution num2 would be number, for example, 2. Here is also input, if happened input, add listener listen, event input, if event input happened, will be execute this arrow function. After that, num1 would be, for example, 2, what we input in. You see, render, again render. If we have a big application, we can forget that render and it would be bugs. And because of that, lot of manual render is involved object proxy, and in the last video we see that proxy, but proxy we use in big application. Proxy is used by viewer. Okay, document initial rendering was this. It is the end one. It means when script loaded and browser put it in JavaScript engine, and execution is in JavaScript engine. JavaScript engine we call also virtual machine. And JavaScript go through virtual machine and go to microprocessor, go to assembler, and assembler go in machine language go in microprocessor, and execute top down. This part HTML parse by browser, don't go to with JavaScript. JavaScript go to this in JavaScript engine, but browser parse and build document object model of that HTML script here. And we have a document object model, and JavaScript execute and can access that document object model. And HTML document, what we see through page view source, we don't need now. It is visible through page view source because for developers and for some users what want to see something behind. But practically we don't need HTML after parse browser, parse document object model, because JavaScript communicate with document object model, and browser and browser paint screen create user interface, parse user interface from document object model, and that document object model and JavaScript is in same environment in memory, and can communicate, and JavaScript can manipulate with the HTML element, document object model, with object in document object model, and that manipulation you see through this function get element by ID, etc. Always there is an initial rendering, and I just described that initial rendering. Create of script, JavaScript, create, declare state, define function. Also here define function event, you see, with the document get element by ID. We can say the best to say define, and here is a define. We have a function, we have it is, and separate we have document get element by ID, add event listener, and we have a three part of we have four part state, function say state num1 plus state num2. Functions say I want num1 plus num2, but I don't interested how it would be that process, and when happened it is. I don't define it. And here is a listener which activate arrow function event. Here also arrow function, and listener, and must be event listener must listen event. Here is input event, and we have communication user input, add listener no for that, immediately activate by function this arrow function changes of value, and immediately change after that must be call, because I don't use here proxy, for simplicity, must call render. Without calling render, there would not be re-rendering. There will not be re-rendering. Also, when I put number 2 in input num2, immediately a listener know for that, happen event input, listener activate this second parameter, it is arrow function. Arrow function changes value from 0 to number 2, and immediately after that activate render. It is reactive rendering. Reactive rendering, what we call also declarative, because we only declare this num1 plus num2 inner text. Inner text equals num1 plus num2. And it is declaration. How would be created it? Not interested. Didn't not coded it. Maybe this is momentarily maybe confused, because you can ask how we don't decided when we coded this add event listener. It is only communication between event and listener, but declaration happened because of that communication, but we don't see that communication. The best you see now in example of imperative rendering. Okay, here is imperative rendering. At first, imperative, there is a button. It means it is decided, it is user must push button. Nothing happens without push button, click on button. And that click, it is, here is on click, it will be event click in JavaScript. A button, here it is argument attribute HTML or button, HTML element button. There is attribute on click. Because of that, here is C small letters, small case. And in React and in JavaScript, it must be capital letters, because HTML is not sensitive on capital and case letters, but JavaScript is sensitive. Okay, here is a button when event, you see event input with the here we have event on click, and we push button. What happened when we push button? When we push button, we call show results. It is event handler. It is function show result, and all script is define that function. And in that function, we decided process how go from push button to result, how step by step, how go from push button to user interface, to re-rendering user interface. And here is how. At first, declare variable n1. Number function is security that value would be number, and the value is here. It is document is object in document object model. Document is topic if we don't count windows. document is topic object. That object, there is a method get element by ID, identifier num1, and dot properties value. Properties value. Get element by ID, we see it is a method by what JavaScript access a document object model, concretely value of num1 element. Also here, same num2 element. N1 and 2 we declare and associate assign to value on right side of equation. And here, after that, we said the document get element by ID result inner text. Inner text is properties of element ID result. It is paragraph in document object model. N1 plus N2. And user interface would be re-rendered when happen on click on button. Here is a event drive all other processes, and in previous example also event input. But after that, input immediately, input every time happen, input every time we have immediately re-rendering. And we see a lot of complete React application in the future, what I would show in video. Function on reactivity. And we will see how it is. And all other Svelte and Vue all function on reactivity. And why and what is principal reason for that, and etc. There is a lot of connection with user experience, but we see when it is coming. I go in this fundamental about web developer. I go from angle of rendering, because my first book was my entering in JavaScript through angle, point of view, variable, function, and get element by ID, but never spoke about rendering, and never spoke about declarative rendering or imperative rendering. And when I start to learn React, it was a very, very surprising for me, confusing for me, and a lot of places on the internet you will see, you will read React learning is connected with confusion. It is the most important confusion is because of that reactivity. But also we have, it is a functional programming, etc. There is a lot of confusing thing. But now, when I spoke here in JavaScript vanilla, you see that all what we speak in React, there is in JavaScript vanilla, because React don't inventing nothing in JavaScript, but inventing only in a library, create hook, etc. But JavaScript, all that created by one JavaScript. JavaScript is one. Okay, there is a version, but that version is one by one version, and React is created on that version. I concretely spoke about vanilla, but I don't care when what version of that. Okay, it's all for this video. If you know somebody need a video like this one, tell them about. If you like it, like it. If you need, subscribe it. Thank you for watching this video.